Welcome back to the Director's Garage Live. I am your host and resident idiot, Michael, and oh my lord, guys, where have we been? Where have I been? I have been all over. Let's see, but everything's just a little out of sorts here. I haven't been live in a bit because I've been all over the world. I was in Africa, and then I was in, and then I had COVID, and then I had, and then I was in London for a week to cover the Queen's funeral, and I posted some of that stuff on the community page if you guys caught it. And now here we are. We're back live. I've got a show planned for next week already, so we'll have a regular show, and we'll be doing some more live streams and kind of catching up on things. I missed CanJam. I can't believe I missed CanJam. That's where I connect with you guys. I mean, I love going to CanJam, and I'm just flat out. I was on assignment, and then we had dealing with the Queen stuff. So, yeah, I missed the big thing. I didn't get to hear the Utopia, the new Utopia 2022. I hear that I'm getting good reviews on that. There's a new open back Dan Clark, like an open back stealth. I think it's called the Eclipse. Eclipse? Is that it? Expanse. It's called the Expanse. So yeah, cheers everybody. It's happy hour on a Friday. I didn't even land until like 4 o'clock on Wednesday, so I couldn't, there was no way I was going to get a live stream going on a Wednesday. But cheers, it's great to be back. God, it's good to be back. And then there's the new Meze 109. I'm hearing good things about that. I'm like, man, there's some stuff to check out. Gonna get some stuff in here in the coming weeks, I think. And I've got my mega shootout. I'm gonna get to that in the next, I think it's the episode after this next one. Got a box to open today. I'm going to open something live on the air, some live action for you. Can't wait to do that. It's a headphone that I've had on the show before, which is why I'm going to do it on the live stream. This is a headphone that I liked so much, I actually bought one for myself. And that'll make sense in just a second. We'll get to that. Just let some people, give some time to let some people tune in and join the show today. What are you guys up to? What are you drinking? What are you listening to? Anybody buy into these new headphones? Anybody get the new wow, my equipment's all dusty. I have been I just haven't been here. This place has been vacant. It's been a ghost town. And I was thinking about trying to do, here's the thing, I was like, well, I was off with the COVID, and I thought, well, maybe I could make some shows, but you know what the problem is? It screwed up my hearing. I'm like, how can I do a review of a headphone when I can't hear straight, when everything's like all wonky? I'm like, man, it excited my tinnitus. I was like, everything's ringing. I'm like, this is just not going to work. But we did do one live stream in there. I did it the Friday after I got COVID. That was fun. Yeah, so tell me what you guys are. I'm double barreling. I got some soda here. I've got the iced tea rocking. I was watching some soccer earlier today. I had the day off today. Much deserved day off, much earned day off. Yeah, it's been crazy. I have been on 3 continents in the last couple of weeks. So good. Yeah, and Noble, yes, Anthony Berryman mentions, hi Michael, hope you had a good trip to London at CanJam London. He met Jim and his wife. Jim is John Moulton's brother, the co-owner of Noble Audio. Lovely couple. He purchased an 8-core cable for his K10. Great headphone. I've got a K10 myself. And on a few listings, I purchased the Focus Pro. And I've got, this is the, I get the models messed up, but I have both Focuses. I have the ANC Focus that I've been carrying around with me because that does the whole iPhone thing much better. And then these actually sound a little better. This is the Focus Pro right here. And they're very happy headphones. I like those. Those are great. But their Noble's got a brand new. They've got it's a Damascus Sultan. You remember about, I think it was about 4 months ago, Noble produced I'm sorry. Let me back up because I got that name wrong. Noble produced a Viking, which was a limited run, $8,000 a pair, and they only made 70 of them. Well, now they're doing a mass production run on the Viking. So and almost everybody who has heard this thing says it's the best IEM they've ever heard. So I'm down for that. I'm like, I love my Sultan. Sultan was with me in England again. I took it with me on the road. Just love that headphone. It is the best IEM I've heard. And now I want to hear the Viking though. I'm so down with that. I can't wait to do that. So if you guys went to SoCal CanJam, what was good? What did you see that impressed you? What did you hear that impressed you? I would love to know. I was so sorry I didn't get to go to that. That was a real downer. That was the one thing that really, as much as I like travel and I was there to witness history, and that's always a good thing. For me, that just fills me up. I love doing those things. But I did miss something that is core to me, which is CanJam. I've gone every year forever. So this is the first year I've really had to miss. So maybe I'll make it to another one. Maybe I can make it so that I can go to one of the other CanJams this year. I don't know about London. Maybe New York. Maybe I can get to New York next year. That would be kind of fun. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the show goes, because I got to get some episodes out, guys. I'm behind, and I've got stuff. I've got product live. I've got episodes backlogged, and everybody's just kind of waiting. So I know, and now I've got some time. So I'm gonna knock. I got to go to Palm Desert tomorrow for a little service thing. More on the, I also lost my father in the last month. You guys followed that drama. I'm like, holy goodness, it's been crazy. It's been just crazy. Okay, so let's catch up a little bit in the chat here. Welcome back, Ryan Dietz. Welcome. What are you drinking, Ryan? What do you got? I see some suds there. What are you drinking? ML Jenkins. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. Ryan Dietz is having pizza night. CanJam SoCal was good. Ryan, what'd you hear, buddy? Anthony, Jim let him listen to the incredible Viking Ragnar. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That everybody is saying that's the one I gotta get. I gotta get in here, and maybe I'll talk to John and see if he can get me a pair, and then I'll just be like, I'll just buy these from you. So, I don't know how. Director's Garage Funds. We've been working a lot, but man, haven't even been able to put in for paychecks. I've been out of the country. I'm psyched about the Viking. I'm also psyched about the new Utopia. I really want to hear the new Utopia. Less so maybe about the Dan Clark offering. I didn't like the stealth, and this new open back. I called it the Eclipse, the Expanse. The Expanse, I'm like, I want to hear it, but I'm like, I've got some reservations just because I didn't like the stealth at all. So I have not heard this new Focal Utopia. I'll be perfectly blatantly honest. I haven't heard it. It's getting good reviews, but it's getting good reviews from people who usually give good reviews. So I'm like, what does that mean? These are people who like everything. I'm like, I can't like everything. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right, we got some people in here. Why don't we open up why don't I do this box opening? I love opening stuff live on the air. Some live action. Let's get to it. It's this box right here. What do you say? Oh, sound effects. Gotta like the sound effects. Okay. And I've actually got a thing set up here. Here we go. Got a brand new box here. Got the knife. Did I ever tell you the story of this knife? This knife was given to me by my brother-in-law when he retired from the military, and that's why I've used it. It's got my name on it, but from 2016 he retired. I have a brother-in-law who's like a superhero. And his name's Jim, and he's like unbelievable. Like the guy, he was in the Coast Guard, and he was I don't know if you remember when they had the big hurricane in Haiti. He was down there, and like his ship was dressing wounds. He was the captain of the ship. It was like they were dressing wounds in the kitchen. I mean, it was like the guy's like a superhero. So anyway, when he retired, he gave me a knife for coming to his retirement, and I've kept this ever since. It's very kind of sentimental thing. That's why I cut with this. You know, some guys get the big machetes and stuff for opening stuff. This is just my way of honoring one of my relatives. So that's the story of the night. But let's get to this box. What do you say? I don't have a quote for you today because it's live. Normally I look those things up and try and come up with a good knife reference or a death reference. Not today, though. We're just going to cut this box open. Like I said, this is a headphone that I had on the show before, and because it's been on the show before, I thought, well, this would make an ideal thing for the live show, because I don't need to do a full review and the sound, because I've done it before on this for this headphone. But I did, and I gave it a good review. But I also said it was too expensive, and so a pair came up used for a bargain, and that's why I jumped in, because it is a headphone that I said I'd be willing to pay a certain amount for, and a used pair came up at a certain amount, and here we go. Okay, so let's do it. Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Here we go. Oh. And we got ourselves some bubble wrap. All right, let's dig deeper. And there it is. Well, it's psych. Guess what it is? That gave it away. Another unboxing down the drain. It is something from Antonio Meze, and I think you might know what it is, because it is something I've had on the show before, but... There it is. It's the Meze Lyric, folks. I bought myself a Meze Lyric. Now, why the Lyric? Well, when I first heard and auditioned the Lyric, I'm trying to find the box open. Here's the side that's open. When I first bought the Lyric, I was super impressed with the sound. It has a Renaro driver, same driver that's in the the Elite and the Empyrean, but it's in a closed back, and I thought, wow, these sound great. But the build on them, it's kind of plasticky, and like it wasn't a top of the line build for Meze. You know, they were nice, but I didn't think they were $2,000 nice. Let me put this down a little bit. So I was like, this is a great headphone at $1,000, but at $2,000, I'm like, I can't get down with this. So, pardon me. Wow, there's some dust in that package. 911. Let's get down to it. So I was like, it's a nice package and everything. I just thought that this is like $800, $1,000. They didn't come off. They felt like a super high-end Bose. Like, that's how they were nice, but they just weren't like that next level. Like, look, this is a $2,600. This looks and feels like a $2,600 headphone. I'm going to open this box here, and you'll see these are good. There's a nice case and everything. That's fine. But when I get to the package, it's just like, okay, they're okay. It's like this is a little on the springy side, and this isn't as it doesn't look as elegant as like the Elite or the Empyrean. They're perfectly nice and they're very comfortable, typical Meze. But they just had the feel of a Bose. Like a really good Bose, like a high-end Bose, like not crap Bose, but like a good Bose. And I thought, geez, it's just not that $2,000 level for me in the build. Like, I just, it's not as it's not that high-end feel, and it's like not carbon fiber. It's just kind of plasticky, and the yoke is plastic. The cups have a nice leather on the back, but the rest of this is plastic. I just thought, it feels like $1,000 headphone. So I was like, I'm down with this at $1,000. But I'm not down for this at $2,000. But yet the sound was very, very good, and it was one of my favorite closebacks I've heard. So now I'm jumping in because I got it at the price that I wanted. It's like that's where I think it should be. So that's the deal with the and I can actually try these out because yeah, these are. I may need a... No, it's got the adapter with it. This is great. I can use this actually to do some auditioning here. We can check the levels on the show. I'll just unplug the what is it? The CMF. And let's see. We got left. Let's go down. I'll show you. See. So, you know, I mean, this is leather, but this is plastic. It's just... You know, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like... Here's a right. Here's left. It just doesn't feel like a $2,000 headphone. And that's kind of, you know, Meze is traditionally maybe a little on the overpriced side anyway, but I thought, man, but boy, they sure feel good. I mean, it's Meze comfort, you know, obviously, that they're known for. And it's Meze sound, which is good. They always do good tunings. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, this is nice. And I've got the nice piano in the background. It's great. It's great. But at $1,000, not at $2,000. I just couldn't be down with this for the $1,000. And, you know, it's got the good... I mean, it's fundamentally pretty good. It's just like... I don't know. It was something about the build just didn't feel too grand worthy to me. So there you go. That's what's going on. So I picked up the Meze Lyric, and I'm going to keep these around because this is that closeback I've been looking for travel, and even then, if you're thinking of these as just a travel headphone, they don't collapse or anything. There's no way to get this down to like a tiny little package like Dan Clark Audio does with the way their headphones fold up and stuff. You know, I mean, it's going to be a big headphone no matter what. So. This may be the travel pair that I've been looking for. That's good for a plane because it's not an open back. You know, this might be that ideal pair for kicking around with. So there you go. That's my box opening, my unboxing. We opened up a Meze Lyric, and I got, like I said, the price is right on these, and I'm down with it at the $1,000 level. I am not down with it at the $2,000 level. So there you go. What do you think? You guys heard the Lyric? What do you think? It's got the Renaro driver in it, same driver. So, you know, pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. Okay, let's get back to the chat here. Ryan Dietz says, my favorite stuff was probably the new ZMF planer, the MM500. That's the Audeze, right? The new Utopia, and the Meze 109. That's another headphone I want, but that's an open back. You know, that's the thing. It's an open back. So Anthony Behrman says the Expanse is fantastic and much better than the Stealth. Well, that's good because I really had issues with the Stealth. I thought it was really missing. It was lacking bass to my ears. Somebody said that I didn't have them seated properly, maybe, but and that could be. But I from what I heard, I was not impressed. Ryan, you heard the new Utopia. Have you heard the old Utopia? And what do you think? Is it a good upgrade? Is it a worthy upgrade? Is it something I got to start thinking about? I've got the old Utopia still here. I haven't sold it. It's going to be in the next shootout. Oh, Ryan also heard the X9000. That's another headphone that I'm like, oh, I want to hear that one because I'm so impressed. I want to see how it compares to the Carbon because the Carbon's the best electrostat I've ever heard. Electrostatic, I should say. Anthony Behrman says also the new ZMF, yep, and the 109 were excellent. Meze 109 is well worth its price at $799. Not a cheap headphone. Not a cheap headphone. But it's an open back, so you know you got an open back at about $800. You've got, and then you got to go up to $2,000 to get to that Renaro planer. Ginger Hermit says he loves the Lyric, just a stellar, enjoyable listen. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I want a pair for the road that I can, and a good pair for, you know, auditioning when I'm coming on the air, because, you know, it's hard to have an open back. All the music bleeds through. it's rough. So, cheers, everybody. The lyric, yeah. So we've got a lyric around here. I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to be doing some listening on those. Pardon me. Let's get some nectar in us. Hope you guys are drinking on a Friday afternoon. It's time, folks. Crack open those bottles. Robert Langer says, good morning. Nice to wake up to a DG live stream on a Saturday morning in Japan. Coffee brewed, ready to enjoy. Yeah. Cheers. Welcome, Japan. We're on another continent. I have not been to Asia this month. I should probably try to get to them all at this point. ML Jenkins says, be right back. Ryan convinced you to buy a pizza. It's pizza night. Pizza Friday. Pizza. Yeah. Ear cup surround is magnesium, not plastic. Really? Boy, it feels like plastic, man. It feels like plastic. Sure sounds like plastic. I suppose it could be. But it doesn't feel like magnesium. Damn. That's great. Ace of Spades, howdy. Yeah, cheers. Okay, magnesium, huh? All right. I'll defer, guys. Maybe I just got it wrong. See, my camera is magnesium. This just doesn't feel like the same material my camera's made out of. I don't know. It doesn't feel very metallic. Okay. Well, at any rate, I'm thrilled to have these, and I'm really thrilled to have them at the price I paid, as opposed to $2,000. Okay, Ace of Spades. What's going on, Ace of Spades? Lots of scammers lately on HeadPhi. What's going on? Use protection, fellas. What's going on, Ace of Spades? What are you seeing? What's going on with that? I bought these from somebody reliable, so it was actually somebody I've done a deal with before. He was the guy that I did the open trade. I traded away the Meze Empyrean for this GSX Mark II back here. I can maybe see it a little bit. There, well, geez, it's moving everything. But this is the GSX Mark II, and I got that. I did an even trade for my Meze Empyrean for that. It was a pretty good trade. I really like that stack. It's a nice, it's like a super powerful stack, not with the finesse, though, of the Ferrum stack, though. So it's a little bit more like a blunt instrument, whereas the Ferrum is more of a nuanced instrument. So really good. Ginger Hermit, cheers, Ginger. Thank you so much for the 20, man. That's gonna get me an iced tea for the next week and the next 2 weeks. I so appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Boy, still got a cough. Apparently, let's get some bubbles down there. Maybe that'll help. Cheers, everyone. Wow. Director's Garage dies on the air. Film at 11. Campfire Supermoon is the best planar magnetic IEM I've heard so far. I have not heard the Campfire Supermoon. I'm trying to think of the best planar IEM I've heard. There's so much I haven't heard in the planars. I have not heard, for instance, the LCD4i, which is a headphone that I've been trying to eye and see if I can pick up a pair, because I really do want to hear those. Certainly the Timeless is the one that just wows everybody for $200. You need a heck of an amp to drive them, but boy, if you put that amp with them, you're at the $1,000 level easily in what you hear. So spectacular. But yeah, I haven't heard the Campfire Supermoon. Campfire has a fall sale and a solid discount on CIEM, including the Supermoon. That definitely has his interest. All right, everybody, check out Campfire. Check out Campfire. Ryan Dietz, getting back to the Utopia. He thinks that 2022 is an improvement, but not enough that he'd pay a lot extra for it over the OG. Well, the OG is going to probably sell for about $2,000 now. I mean, it's going to drop in price. Probably you'll be able to pick up the OG for $2,000, and I'll probably be unloading mine shortly. So stay tuned if you're interested. But if you love the OG, it might be worth upgrading, depending on how much you'll lose. Yeah, I would lose. Well, the OG I think I bought for 2,600. I'm gonna guess. I honestly don't remember. It was like 2 years ago, but I think I got it for 2,600, and the new one is 3,000. So I'd lose 600, and then I have to add 3,000 to it. Welcome to Headphonomics 2022. Nothing's cheap. Buy some Robitussin. JTB, that's what the 20's going for. Good God. Dying here. Okay. Mostly, Ryan D says, mostly an improvement to ears. You know what? I'm interested in the bass, because the bass is something that could use a touch of improvement. And then I want to hear a slight, not a reduction, but just like a finessing of the top end. So, because those can go a little bit on the bright side sometimes. They're so fast. That's the best thing about the Utopia, is how fast it is with that beryllium driver. But it gets a little bit sibilant on the wrong tracks and in the wrong situations. Great with a tube though, because the tube kind of, it muddies up that super high end, that fast high end. It'll like take a little of the edge off. So that's why I like the Utopia with a tube. I don't know about the new Utopia. I'm just dying to hear them. I'm hearing they're even faster. That's what everybody's reporting. So there you go. $400 off the Supermoon. Okay. That Ginger. There you go. So yeah. So that's those are the headphones that are out there that I'm really interested in. I definitely want to hear the Utopia 2022, and then the Expanse is definitely, it's like something that I would like to hear down the road, and of course the 109 and the Viking. So that's like 4 or 5 headphones now that are new. That the fall is always the time when we start seeing these new products. So. Super exciting. It's an exciting time to be in HeadFi, because it seems like that $500 to $1,000 level is starting to be addressed. By the way, how much is the Supermoon even with $400 off? I should look that up real quick. Let's go to Campfire Audio. Let's see what it is. Campfire Audio. It's just Campfire Audio. Let's see. No, I don't want to sign up. I just want to know. Supermoon, $1,100. So okay, that's almost everything from Campfire is about $1,000 or $1,100. Have you noticed that? Like there's very little it's always like at the $1,000 level. That's what they do. Everything's $1,000. I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, that looks good. Custom full range single planar magnetic driver, designed in Portland, Oregon. That's where they're from. There you go. Very cool. I'd like to, but it's a custom only, huh? You can't get they don't sell them as a. Oh no, you can get an audiophile fit. Okay. So then you don't have to get the molds, because I don't buy customs, folks, and the reason I don't buy customs is because I resell stuff so fast and I give stuff away, and if I do a custom headphone, I'm stuck with them. So there you go. That's why I don't buy customs. I have one pair of customs that I bought years and years ago, and that's what is it? The Ultimate Ears reference monitors, the original reference monitors. And I bought them because they are, because I was doing a lot of stuff on the road, and having a dead neutral pair of monitors for the road is a pretty good idea. So there are some universal trial sets for reviews out there, but only custom. Okay. Well, I was looking at this. It says audiophile fit or artist fit. And I thought maybe that was referring to whether it was a custom, which would be an artist fit, or audiophile fit, which would be tips. So, but I could be wrong, Just checking it out. Okay, well, these look great, though. It's interesting. And Campfire always does interesting stuff, and I really appreciated the Andromeda when I had the Andromeda here. That was a headphone, but it was all balanced armature, you know. And there's so many balanced armature headphones out there. I'm like, you can throw a rope over them, and, you know, you can throw a blanket over them, and it's really hard to tell them apart once you get to BAs, if it's all BA. The interesting stuff to me is always the hybrids, the stuff where you get the dynamic driver in there and you get the balanced armatures and the electrostatics and the bone drivers, all that stuff. Those are the headphones that always interest me because they add so much flavor. Whereas balanced armature headphones, it's like, you know, the K10S, the Andromeda, they all sound fairly similar to me. Okay, JTB just sold his Verite closed and is getting a stabilized Auteur Classic. The AC signature is more up his alley. I want to hear the Verite closed still. I still have not gotten a pair of Verite closed. I got to find a used set that's for the right price. I saw that the Verite open back. I'm going to look for some Kleenex here real quick because I've been coughing and whatever. Chat, what is this chat? It's the best adult. Have I gotten so popular that people need to do their adult dating sites? How do we get rid of this stuff? Let's put user in timeout. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm putting him in a timeout. Best adult dating. Have we graduated to that where people are that interested in the best adult dating site on my channel? Good Lord. So funny. You know what it was? It was Ginger Hermit with his not so deep insertion line. I guess it triggered the adult dating site. That is frickin' funny, folks. Cheers. That is a riot. Okay, yes, they shorten the nozzle, not as deep insertion. Okay, I see what you're saying. The deep that's the difference between the artist and the. Yeah, I would definitely get the audiophile fit. I don't like things going way into my ears. Forget it. But I understand musicians need that because, you know, it's so loud on stage. So yeah, JTB, it's very interesting. I still want to get the Verite closed. That's still up my alley. And I still haven't heard. I mean, there's so much from ZMF I haven't heard. I just got my toes wet. And, you know, I had the Verite Open, which didn't impress me that much. Verite Open really dropped in price. I saw a couple, like, they're under $2,000 now for even, like, the more custom version of them. You can pick them up. So if you're interested in Verite Open and trying them, they're like at their best price right now. Very interesting. I keep an eye on that stuff and report it to you guys as I see it. All right, let's go down. Anthony Berryman says, oh, here's Anthony Berryman. He hasn't himself, haven't heard them himself, but check out the Odyssey, Odyssey, maybe I should say. I'm from Chicago. Odyssey. A collaboration between Empyrean and Estelle and Kern, sold only by A&K. People listen to it at CanJam SoCal. I don't have much of a relationship with Empyrean. I did have the Odin in here years ago, and it was a headphone that I thought was too bright. It was a great headphone, but too bright. Really good bass. Solid bass. Double bass driver. Fantastic. But on the top end, boy, those things got sibilant and really got too much up top. I did all sorts of hijinks with that headphone to try and get them to tame down a little bit using tubes and stuff. But it was like, it's, you know, when you got to start doing that for IEMs, it's like, it's too much. It's the best IEM Empire ears have ever done. No, well, I'll take your word for it for sure. E-reported, yes, I know, for all the best adult dating sites. Just stop with the insertion comments, folks. Looks like our dates have arrived. You guys remember Animal House? And the guys who came over to the table? Are these your dates? Freaking love that. I love that movie. All these years later. Moving on up. How's it going? Says Pixel Pipes. You feeling better? You know, here's the thing, and I'll be totally honest. I had COVID. I got 2 negative tests, so I decided to go ahead and go to England and do this Queen thing. So I had the 2 negative tests. I got to England, and almost the second I hit the ground, I felt worse again. I felt like I was right in the middle of the week before. I don't know. I didn't have any tests with me, and I was worried that if I tested negative, my job would make me stay in the hotel in London while all this stuff's going on. So I just went head down. I'm going to muscle through this, and I'm going to get through my assignments, and we'll let the chips fall. And I'll wear a mask. I masked up the whole time and just got through the week. But we were walking 10 miles a day, and I was hacking up a lung. It was really awful. It was a hard week in London. And but then it was funny because I got on the plane and I fell asleep on the plane on the way back. This was on Wednesday, and when I woke up, I felt great. I felt like on the plane, I felt great. It was like the best I'd felt in a week. I slept for about 8 hours on the plane, and like I woke up and bam, I was good to go. So, and I came home and I tested the second I got home, PCR test and rapid test, and it's both negative. So, did I have COVID in London? I don't know. I will never know. I don't want to know. But I had it here, and then it was gone, and then it was back. So, really interesting. JTB69 is the only shrimp and vegetables on the menu. Oh, here's the other thing I did. Speaking of menus, not 69, but we went to London and we shot a segment for an upcoming Gordon Ramsay series. So I went to a studio and we did like a whole thing that was really funny with Gordon Ramsay. And twice while we were in London, we ate at Gordon Ramsay's restaurants, 2 different restaurants. And I had the beef Wellington. It was spectacular. And we were at the one place, I think it's called the Kitty Cat, which sounds like deep insertion and adult dates for the night, but it's not. It's a restaurant. It's his restaurant in London, and kind of Asian inspired. And so we're sitting there at the table and we're ordering and stuff. And Gordon came out of the back. He was apparently there with his family, and like comes up and shakes our hands and how you doing, guys? Enjoy your meal, whatever. It's on us. We're gonna take care of you. And then he rushed off with his daughters and went off for the rest of his night. But everybody in the restaurant was looking at like, who the F are these guys? Because we're like, yeah, Gordon Ramsay comes to our table and says hello. It's just the best. So that was the other thing we did. And then the other thing I did while I was in London was I went to a Premier League game. I saw the Tottenham Hotspurs. And their star son, who was off to a rough start this year, son scored a hat trick, a natural hat trick in the second half as a replacement player. Came in off the bench, scored 3 consecutive goals. It was spectacular. So those are my 2. That was the 2 things I did for fun while in London because I had Saturday off. So Saturday and then Monday after the funeral, we went to Gordon Ramsay's. This other one was the what's it called? The Savoy. We went to a Savoy restaurant at the Savoy Hotel. Fantastic old Art Deco hotel in London. Really fine dining at its best. And the rest of the time we were getting done so late that we were eating burgers and crap from fast food places. So it made up for it. We got 2 really nice meals in London because the rest of the meals were absolute shit. Okay, Robert Langer says, he recently picked up the Hifiman Addiction, these are headphone addictions, XS, paired with the Mojo 2. It's a stellar setup for just over $1,000. I haven't heard the Edition XS. Burping, sorry. He sold his JTB says he sold his Verite clothes to a guy in California for $2,000. Totally covered the Auteur Classic. Yeah, it would. It would easily cover it. Have you gotten the Auteurs yet, JTB? And what do they sound like? Are they as good as you say? Are they better than the Verite closed? Have you gotten them yet, or are they still on the way? Let me know. That's great. That's a good price for the Verite closed. And I should probably be on the lookout for that. But right now, Director's Garage is broke because I haven't had time to put in my time cards. Robert Linger says, anyone looking to get into streaming, he grabbed up a Wii WIIM. I haven't heard this mini streamer. Man, this thing is incredible for under $100. Yeah, I use the streaming app in the AK1000 because you can get the one that everybody hates. What is it? Tidal. I get Tidal through there. I'm still on the Tidal train. Sorry guys, I haven't graduated to the other fancier ones. It's just Tidal's easy, and that's what I got. Ginger Hermit says, "Man, mind if we dance with your dates?" That's it. That's the line. Thank you. iFi released a new streamer today. The Neo looks pretty sweet. High-end stuff. Yeah, iFi does good stuff. They do good stuff, and especially portable stuff. Their portable stuff at iFi is fantastic. I've had both the Diablo and this iFi DSD Signature, iFi iDSD Signature, which is the one that I recommend from them. If you're going to go with an iFi product, get that one. Don't bother with the Diablo. You're paying extra money and you're not getting better stuff. I don't think you get a little more power if you needed to like drive the LCD4. Yeah, you'd want to get the Diablo, but otherwise, for 99% of what you do, get this iDSD Signature from them. Very good quality amp, and it's more adjustable. There's more switches and stuff on it. You can better hone them into the headphone you're driving. The Diablo doesn't have any of the like little switches on the side. I'm like, dude, it's your big product. It should have more features, but it doesn't. JTB says, got the iCan Signature amp. Yeah. Trying to decide if it's worth the hefty price. Now that's the desktop model, the Can Signature. The iDSD Signature is sort of their portable, although it's like portable in this big. Not exactly portable, but it is, it's semi-portable. But then again, I have the WA11 Topaz, which they say is portable, and I'm like, yeah, that's a hunk of metal too. Great amp though. I keep forgetting the attachments for it. I forget the cables in, and I'm trying to like get the player to go through. It's a mess. I'm like, I never have the right cables with me, and I wind up not using it. That's just me, though, not being prepped. Michael eating dinner at the Red Light District. Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. Ryan Dietz says, that's pretty cool. You got to meet. Yeah, well, I've met Gordon a number of times. I have a Gordon story, okay? So, back when he was just getting started, and it was like, I think it was Hell's Kitchen was his first series in the US, and it was like season 2 maybe it was season 1. I think it was season 2 though. And he had a reputation for being a hothead and like, going off on people, and I'd seen some of his stuff, so I was like, so what I did was I had gone to 7-Eleven and I bought we were on the fly, like going in to do this interview. It was at a little satellite house in LA. It's literally like a bunch of satellite dishes, and then they have a small little studio, and I had a one-on-one with him. So I sat down, and now I'm talking, this is like 2004, 2005 maybe. So I'm a relatively new director, and I had my guys with me, and I said, guys, just hang on. At the end, I'm going to spring something on him. I just want to see what kind of reaction I get out of him. So, I'm interviewing him about his show, and he tell me about the new season, tell me about, what's exciting, what's new, blah, blah, blah. He's telling me about, the new things that they're doing. And at the end of it, I go, so Gordon, before I let you go, I just want to know, what's your impression of the 7-Eleven, I hold up the wrapper, the 7-Eleven Hot Pocket. And he goes, he looks at me and he goes, I swear to God, this is what he said. That shit is why you haven't seen your meat and 2 veg in 2 fucking years. I really swore there, but that's what he said to me. And it's on tape. Never used it on the air, but I'll never forget it. It's my favorite story, one of my favorite stories as a director. But that's what happened when I interviewed Gordon Ramsay. he took, I baited him with the 7-Eleven Hot Pocket, and he took me down right on the spot. It was absolutely one of the funniest moments I've ever had. And hey, Chat69's back. Hey, Chat, how you doing, buddy? We're gonna hide you from my channel now because I don't think any of us need. You know the best adult dating site. You know what it costs you? It costs you half your shit. It's gonna cost you half, fellas. Stay out of the dating sites. Mrs. Director not home yet, but she's due any second. Probably best not to have the dating sites on the channel. Michael, have you seen the new SP3000 just released? I haven't seen it in person. I did see that it was released, and everybody's selling their SP2000s now. You can get an SP2000 for about $1,500, guys. I'd say jump into that SP2000 if you're interested. I still have the SP1000. I think it's great, but I'm actually thinking about going back. I think I mentioned this in the last live stream. I'm actually considering going back to the 240. These things are getting so big and so heavy. I'm like, I want something that's portable, you know, something that you can just throw in a bag and like keep in your pocket or something. Mrs. Director is in the house. Well, it's really funny because we just got spammed. Yeah. Somebody typed in the chat, like, I don't like those headphones because the insertion is too deep. Well, all of a sudden up in the chat popped Chat69 XYZ best adult dating site, and it's like all in a row. So we got spammed. I think it's because of what they wrote in the chat, and it triggered stuff, but it's so funny. Everybody in the chat cracked up. So they're all like, oh, get that out of here.
I didn't know you had a dual purpose live stream.
Well, it's, guys, this is a full service show. I like to bring I am full featured entertainment here at the Director's Garage. Oh my God. Okay. JTB got a stabilized pair that came in last week. It was a leap of faith stabilized pair. Really like the look of it. Yeah, stabilized stuff looks really good. I like it. I think, and honestly, like ZMF, they knock it out of the park with their raw materials. I mean, it's just fantastic. The Audeze Classic sound signature made him realize that he likes a little bass in a headphone. Yeah, that's me to a T. That's why I like the Meze stuff so, because they do appreciate a little boost in the bottom end. And who doesn't like that? Where's the adult dating site's gonna come back because of my boosted bottom end. Okay, once he heard the Audeze Classic, he knew he liked them more than a Verite Closed. So he immediately listed them. So he kept both. That was smart. Kept it until he did until he got the upgrade, and then once he liked it, then he sold the other one. That's smart. That's the way to go. Ace of Spades says, ugh, it's swingers hour. Wow. JT. Wow, this show went blue in a hurry. JTB, there was some blue ace. ACs that batch called the Ventura that he really wanted, but he couldn't make it work. Which ones did you get? That's the Audeze Classics. Yeah. I didn't see that batch though. We'll have to check it out. Anthony Berriman says he still has the copper AK380. Yeah, and the 380 is like, that's even bigger than the 240. So, and this is my 1000. This is the 1000. I mean, it's a chunk. It's a chunk. It's bigger than, here's a deck. I got a deck of cards up here. And the deck of cards should be like the standard for any music player. And look, like, it's a lot. It's a lot to fit in your pocket. So that's why I'm thinking about finding like a used 240. And they're cheap. They're just a couple $100. So, and it's a great player. It plays almost all the formats that the 1000 played and the 2000 plays. So SP2000 can be had for about, $1,300-$1,400 in Japan, given the exchange rate. That's about right. That's what I'm seeing them for. So, you can get them now for a steal. Why not go for it? Do you really need the 3000? I don't think anybody does. And it's bigger still, I think. I think it got thicker. So there you go. Stabilized Audeze Classic is called the Jericho. So if you go to the GMF YouTube channel, click on videos, the last batch did. I'm not reading that word because I'm going to get more spams. Is still a pic of my headphones. There you go. I think that's the Hot Cup Summer 2, not what JTB wrote. JTB, you're getting us in trouble. FCC is around the corner. Yeah, those stabilized looked awesome. Yeah, and Zach does just amazing work. We can go to, I don't want to go to YouTube because I'm going to get, then people get me the copyright problems. But I think we got rid of Chat69 for the day. That's the good news. I did ban him from the chat. I ban-hammered Chat69.
Him or them.
Or they. There are they, them. There you go. Cheers, everybody. Happy Friday. Glad we got the crew. Glad we got the crew together on a Friday afternoon. We opened a Meze lyric earlier. Very excited about these. See if the music's still playing. Oh yeah, we got the horns going. Very good. Very good. Very nice. So I'm going to enjoy these. This is that's a pair that I'm really down to get with. And Yamaha released a flagship headphone. Wow. Yamaha has such like neutral. They're either neutral tunings or they're commercial tunings. And here's the other thing I did, and they're over in the suitcase in the other room. I don't want to get up and leave a blank screen. But what I brought what I brought for the flight was the Bowers & Wilkins P7, because it is a portable. It's super portable. You can fold those things up into a tiny little ball, and they really travel well. And I thought, God, I haven't even used these in a long time, so maybe I'll just throw them in the bag and use them on the trip. And I got on the plane and I plugged them into the 1000. I had the other one with me. This one, the one that I've been trying to sell forever. Where is it? I don't know. Where is it? There it is. This guy. I had the Cayin N8 with me. This has been for sale on the director's garage forever. But comes with all sorts of accessories, folks. Steel. But I still travel with this because I really do like this unit. I think I like the SP1000 maybe a little more. This is a little warmer though. It's got a little warmer sound. But I plugged the P7s into this, and I was shocked at how bad it sounded. And I thought to myself, when did I become such an audio snob? I'm like, I couldn't listen to them. I took them off my head and I put them back in the bag, and they stayed there for the entire rest of the trip, and I just listened to the Sultans the rest of the way. I just thought that I would like to have an open pair. Now I'll be bringing the lyric with me, but I just thought, yeah, the P7, it's a good travel pair of headphones. Commercial sound, I remember what they sound like and whatever. And I was like, there's a honk on these. I heard all this stuff that I never heard before on them. I heard they were honky, the bass was thin, it was kind of muddy, it was like, it was just a mess. I was like, I've never heard it. I'm like, I can't believe how bad these got. And, maybe it was still I had COVID head or something, but I was not impressed. So the P7 is like just falling off the cliff from Bowers & Wilkins. I can't get down with those anymore. I'm very surprised. Okay, Ace of Spades. Yeah, Chat69 is doing a spell check apparently. Hot Cup Summer, folks. Hot Cup Summer. Yamaha released. Oh, the Yamaha looks so nice. Check it out, Michael. It's called the YH5000 SE. Let's go to it. I can do that. Hang on. How do we do that? We'll go here. Let's go to Yamaha YH. What is it? YH5000 SE. 5000 SE. Let's find a pair. Nope. That's not going to work. Ah, forward. Let's get this on the screen so you can see. Where is it? 3? Yeah. Let's go to it. Okay. Hang on, I got to move the mic over. Okay, so here we go. Orthodynamics, Reddit. Has Reddit got them? What's orthodynamics mean? Okay, here we go. Can you see that? So we have to go full screen. Oh, they look a little Darth Vader-y. They actually look a little bit like the Utopia a little bit. Maybe? Very interesting. What do they mean, orthodynamics? What does that mean? Somebody chime in the chat. I'll tell you something else, though. The focals. Let's see. Let's go back. See if we can find another picture. Let's see if Headphone's got something. Is there a photo? Oh, here we go. Cheers, I'm copyright stealing this. They look like the Sennheiser, actually, don't they? Like a cross between the Sennheiser and the Focal, almost? I don't know. A little bit of everything in there. It's a pretty cool looking headphone. Huh. Well, something to check out. What do you say? Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. It looks interesting. The one thing I would say about the Focal is, I don't know about you guys, what do you think of the look of them? Because it looks like they just kind of planed them out. Like, they don't look special anymore. They kind of blacked out everything. And I'm like, they just kind of, it doesn't look as premium, I think, as the old Focal Utopia. Am I wrong in that? Does anybody else have that opinion? I was looking at him thinking, Chat 69 is back. What is going on here? Why does this guy keep getting in? Hide this user on the channel.
It's me.
It's Mrs. Director. Just cop to it. She's the one. She's the spammer. Interesting. Yeah, but I don't know. Did you guys get that opinion when you saw the new Utopia? Because I saw from the photos, they took something away. They lost their elegance or something. There's something about them that doesn't look as premium to me. Stabilized EMF headphones look much nicer in person too. Same with the Rad Zero. I would also add to that the Kennerton's stabilized looked really nice in person. In fact, they look better in person than they sound. Just the rest of the build is horrible on those, but they look really good. Great for rock. Yamaha looks like a D8000 and an HD800 chassis. Yeah, it's a cross between something. There's definitely a little HD800 magic in there. I think people hear a lot about the Rad Zero. It says Pixel Pipes. A lot of people hear about the Rad Zero having disappointing soundstage and are maybe turned off. Orthodynamic is an older term for what we now know as planar dynamics. Oh, okay, so it's a planar. Okay. Funky looking headphone, that's for sure. Very interesting, very interesting. Yeah, why do people say orthodynamic? That's so weird. It's like orthopedic. It's like good for your feet. Oh God, we're all going to jail. But yeah, I like, that's the one thing, and as long as we're looking at them, let's go look at the Focal. Focal Utopia 2022. Let's go to that. See, look at this. Here you go. Look at this right here. It's just, hey. Not that I'm doing a commercial here, but I don't know. They look a little plain. I mean, you know, it's okay. It's still carbon fiber. I mean, I get it. The build's pretty much the same. I wonder if they were able to maintain the squeak, because that's what the Utopias do best. Is they kind of creak when you put them on. So did they clear up the creak? I wonder. But you know, the blacked out metal here. I mean, you still see a little of the red fire in between. I don't know. It's just like the chrome grill. It's just kind of like it lost. It just seems like it lost a little something to me. So I don't know. I better get this thing straightened out, or it's gonna fall apart on me live on the air. Be some live action with the microphone. Let's go back here. Okay, we're all back to normal. But yeah, I just saw him and went, I don't know. It's like it's not as special for $5,000. I'm like, whew. You know, you should. I could have used a refresh maybe that was a little more like unique. I don't know. I kind of felt like Stax did the same thing with the X9000. I thought that, you know, they had such a beautiful looking headphone in the 009S, and they kind of like clunked it up. There's screws all over it now and indentations, and they're uneven and stuff sticking out. It's like very unstax like they were always a sleek, beautiful headphone, very clever design, you know, very modern looking design, and now it's like they've got hex screws all over the place. Very odd, very odd. So let's see. JTB says Pixel Pipes got his B stock strictly $1,900 for hard rock and metal genres. He was actually blown away by the Rad Zero sound signature, closest thing to a ZMF for a planer in his opinion. I haven't auditioned any of the Rad Zero headphones at all. It just, you know, I can't hear everything, so I have to take people's word for it. I can tell you that the sound, because I kind of like think of them in the same terms of the Kennertons and that GH50, because they do look very similar, but that one's the horn, you know, the Kennerton's the horn design. I actually think the sound was exceptional on those Kennertons, but oh my god, the build was so bad. It was like one of the worst built headphones I've ever seen. Until the Caldera. What's the Caldera? I haven't heard the Caldera. Is that coming up, Pixel Pipes? Is that a new one that's coming out? Claudius Clemens, Jimmy. Hello, Mr. Michael. He's from Indonesia, I believe. Claudius Clemens. Hello, Mr. Michael. Good to see you. God bless. Recover from COVID. Yeah, first time he's been able to cover the live stream from the U.S. and Indonesia. Yeah, it's like morning there tomorrow. It's morning tomorrow there. So cheers. Cheers, man. Raise a glass. Whatever you're drinking. You know what they say? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, the ZMF Caldera. Although that's the planer from ZMF. Right. Did anybody hear those? What did they sound like? The Caldera. Top of the line, Anthony Behrman says the top of the line headphone from Spirit of Torino looks beautiful and sounded very different and interesting, but so expensive. Well, Spirit of Torino sounds Italian to me. Most Italian things are expensive. Yeah, the ZMF is the planer. Right. Thanks, Pixel Pipes. The Utopia is getting long in the tooth, and it was time for a newer version. I agree. But at $5,000, he has no interest whatsoever. I mean, you're still getting the beryllium driver. I just don't know what they did. They probably made it thinner, because that's what everybody does. They make the membrane thinner, and they go, oh, it's faster. It's going to be better. But I don't know. They needed to retune those things. They really needed a tuning refresh. Because the tuning was like, yeah, exactly. The OG, the treble's hot, and it could use a little more sub bass. You know, I'd like a little more kick down low. That's what they really kind of needed. 6:35 a.m. in Indonesia, actually. So you got the OJ out, you got the jackfruit. What are you drinking over there? What are you drinking, Claudius? Valkyria. So you guys are just throwing out names. I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. You got to give me a manufacturer, guys. Give me a little something. Yeah, but I agree, JTB. I mean, it was definitely a long-in-the-tooth headphone, and it was what, 6 or 7 years old, I think, the Utopia. 2016, I think they were released. That's a long time for a headphone. So yeah, I agree with you, and I think they need to be refreshed. I hope they were refreshed in the right direction, and I won't know until I hear them. It is very expensive, though. That's $5,000. You are putting yourself on the same plane as, well, you're $1,000 under the Abyss TC, and you're $1,000 under the Susvara. But I think you can get the Susvara now for $42 if you're clever and look for them, and that would be new. And if you get used, you can get into the threes with it for a Susvara now. So, oh, Spirit of Torino Valkyria. All right, you're giving me a lot of stuff to look up in my off time. I'm gonna have to do some research. You can go to Rawson, who is in California, and get a tour and listen to some headphones. Okay, well, there you go. Hey, I'm caught up on the chat for the first time, I think, in 10 years. So that's kind of good. Guys, I don't know, I'm probably going to start wrapping things up. I really enjoyed getting back live into the live game. It gave me a lot to think about. I hope I gave you some things to think about. Like I said, the things that are interesting to me right now is that Noble Viking. I definitely want to hear that. Got to get this Utopia. You know, I'm interested in that. You've even piqued my interest about the Dan Clark and saying that it's better than the Stealth. I hope it is. Those are all headphones that I think are on the short list right now. And then we'll see when ZMF comes out with the Caldera, and we'll try and get a pair in here. Maybe Zach will look favorably on me because I've been so happy with the Atrium. I really like this headphone still. So yes, well, we have to warp it before 69 chat bombs again. Yeah. And now we know Mrs. Director was the one behind it all. It's trying to get us in trouble. Oh, Claudius is drinking the coffee. It's early in the morning. Of course. All right, guys. It's been a pleasure, really, getting back here. I'm going to have a new show next week. I'm going to tape that probably late tonight or early tomorrow. That's sort of the plan. I got to get down to my music here so I can start playing outro music. Hey you. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Director's Garage live show. It's a $12,000 headphone. Well, guess what's not coming into the Director's Garage? Spirit Torino can, go fly a kite. So I'm not buying a $12,000 headphone. I have to sell everything to afford them. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Tip your waiters and waitresses on the way out the door. They've been good to you tonight. I'm going to have another cold one. It's good to be back in the saddle. We'll get some shows out soon. And, gosh, thanks for stopping by. And I will see you guys before you know it. Cheers. Oh, how do I get out of here now? Because I've like done 10,000 things on the switcher. There you go.